What's good, guys? It's the Footy Sage. We're back again with another video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Today, we're talking about Chelsea. We're dissecting a lot. There's a lot to talk about, man. As you know, I've got the first 15 game rule, so I don't write off any team. It's only been 5 games for Chelsea. They got 5 points out of the last 5 games. It's not the greatest start, but it don't mean the season's over. But, we're going to dive straight into this. So, you guys tell me what you think the problem with Chelsea is in the comments below, because I've got a few different takes on it. But for starters, Pochettino, I'm not going to pin it all on him because the players they're not performing. But some of the lineups I don't like what I've seen. On top of that, Pochettino has done one thing which we're going to dive into later in the video that I really hate when new managers come into the job. They abandon their philosophy because when I show you the lineups Poch has played in the past and I show you what he started the season off doing with Chelsea, barring the last game against Bournemouth, which still wasn't a well balanced lineup, you'll see that he's abandoned everything, and I don't like it. But without further ado, the first thing I want to look at, guys, is the incomings and outgoings of Chelsea. And we're going to start going all the way back to before Poch was even here, because this isn't all on Poch. This is not all on Poch. Chelsea, I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Give me a second, because when I show you this, it's just, you'll understand. Where's it gone? Right, look at this, guys. Look at this. You can't tell me this isn't some dodgy shit. This is departures from last season, right? Timo Emerson. Do you know what? When you look at the left backs Chelsea have right now, I'm not saying Emerson is a well beater, but do you know what? Maatson looks promising. Not really a fan of Chilwell, and don't play Cole left back again. And it's clearly not his best position. But yeah, 15 mil. Jorginho, that was a mad sale. Not because Chelsea needed him, but he's very cheap. I don't care if he's 31. Just gifted Arsenal player there. Billy Gilmore, 8.3 million. Have you seen what De Zerbi's turned this guy into? Look me in the eyes right now, Chelsea fans, and tell me Conor Gallagher is better than Billy Gilmore. You can't do it. I know you can't. Carrying on now. Lukaku, listen, the Lukaku saga, let's just leave that for, you know what I mean. Michy Batshuayi, listen. I'm not saying anything about Batshuayi in it, because guys will think I have an agenda if I talk about end product with Jackson, but he just got here, innit? I do think he'll come good. Malangsar, I don't know, that guy. Do you know I couldn't believe it when I saw this. You know, Pochettino in a press conference, someone asked him about Malangsar and he said, who? He's got so many players he's forgetting players that are already at his team. Kennedy, he was good, but listen, no, to be fair, he is a failed winger. Yeah, because I was about to say he's a good left back, but I don't know about that. Rudiger, missing him a lot. Christensen, that's all right. Oh, Rudiger and Christensen went on free transfers, and Alonso. My Zaga, that guy never ever got a sniff. But Musunda, I feel sad for Charlie Musunda. Damn, I'm gonna have to dedicate a video to him one day. Hudson Odoi, he is gone now. So I think he went to Nottingham Forest for 8 million, but this is from 2022 anyway. Yeah, you bought in Gusto, bought him, sent him back out on loan. Yeah, Santos. But look, just look at this, guys. Look how much money you made from departures. The total market value of departures 391 million. The actual sum was 67 million. All right. Now let's look at players that came in. This is 2022. This is before Poch got here, by the way. Yeah. Enzo, 121 mil. I don't care how much Enzo costs. He's a bad boy. He's one of the best midfielders in the league. I've said it. So there's no problems with Enzo. There's nothing to laugh at. Yeah. Wesley Fofana. Now this one here, we got Maguire for 80 mil. Now I'm not in at all saying that Fofana is as bad as Maguire, but how are Leicester? Why do they keep getting dumb money for players that are not that good? Because Fofana's not that good, and I know he's been injured a lot, but he's just not that good. I mean, when he was fit, I saw him get spliffed by I can't remember his name, but he played for Dynamo Zagreb at the time. And then he signed for Southampton in the league. Forgot his name. We got spliffed by him in the Champions League. That's the last time I saw him. Mudryk. Well, I love how it says 70 mil there, but yeah, With add-ons, probably goes up to 100. But listen, Mudryk, I've got my thoughts on Mudryk because half of me says the guy's just a scrub in it and he just don't bang. But the other half of me thinks he hasn't been given a run of games. He's just getting disrespected. I hate when players get signed and it's you want to slowly integrate them. You've spent the big money on the guy. Just play, man. You play Enzo, you don't play Mudryk. It's disrespectful, isn't it? Like, I'm not saying Mudryk's a world beater, but at least give him 5-6 games. And if he's still meaty, you had a chance, bro, in it. Because I'm getting Sancho vibes when Oli signed him and man didn't even play him and was trying to give him little cameos here and there, like he's some 18-year-old academy player. Bro, he came from Dortmund on smoke. Yeah. The only thing with Mudryk is, though, he had no pedigree to back up that price tag in it. But anyways, Cucurella, 65 million, biggest waste of money. He's like third in the pecking order behind Maatsen and Chilwell. Nearly came to United on loan. Raheem Sterling, 56 million. Only good signing so far on this list. Barring Enzo, because I don't know about Fofana and Mudryk. Badiashile, next signing. I like him a lot. I don't think he's fit right now, but he's better than Disasi. Disasi's distribution is not great, but he's all right defensively. I did say that, if he's next to a competent centre back, he'll learn. So he is playing next to Thiago Silva right now, so I'm sure he'll learn. Last game he played in the back to Thiago Silva, Cole left back. I don't know what kind of free at the back, inverted / whatever Poch was trying there, or just because Cole was left footed to play him there. But Maatsen was on the bench, like I said, it's a bit mad. Madueke came for 35 million. Koulibaly came for 38 million. Gusto came for 30 million. Madueke, good signing. I really like the look of him. Gusto actually looks promising. Koulibaly completely flopped. Chukwuemeka, let me not say completely flopped. He had a few good games, but he's just not in it. Chukwuemeka looks very promising before his injury. Felt sad for him. Andre Santos, can't say anything about him. I believe he's on loan at Nottingham Forest, or am I wrong? Aubameyang, 12 million. You should have stayed at Barcelona. That Fofana from Molde, you don't think he was getting Haaland? I don't know, but yeah. João Felix, to be fair, he's cooking at Barca on his debut, innit? So you know what I'm saying? He clearly just came to London for a quick little getaway, vibes with the man, then and go back to Spain. Don't even know who Slonina is. 9 mil. Zakaria on loan, yeah, I remember that. Armando Broja, you could do with him right now. And then after that, it's just meaty. So yeah, that total market of arrivals, 551 million. Departures, 67 million. If you just do it on roughly, yeah, that's about 480 mil you spent on players that didn't really do anything in it besides Sterling and Enzo. Looks promising. Gusto looks all right because Reece James is injured. He's having to do a job. That's about it, for being honest. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Because Chelsea, this is where Poch has arrived now. Yeah, Chelsea fans. So you tell me what you think. This is with the arrival of Poch. Departures. For starters, the first 2 departures, sensational business from Chelsea. Idiotic business from Arsenal and United. Fabio Vieira is better than Havertz, and anyone in our midfield is better than Mason Mount. Yeah, anyone. Like, Havertz is awful, but I couldn't tell you who's worse out of him and Mount. And the fact that they've generated over 130 mil for both of them from both our clubs, and some of the players that Chelsea have brought in when we go up and look at our rivals, yeah, we funded that. Let that sink in, yeah. So yeah, Havertz 675 million, ridiculous. Mason Mount 65 million, ridiculous. Kovacic 30 million to Man City. It's funny because I know that Man United wanted Kovacic. That's 55 mil. If Arsenal want Kovacic, they'll probably get him for the 30 mil. We're just not rated, Man United, in it, but they're just not rated at all. That's for another day. Koulibaly, this is where it gets a bit mad because man are saying Al Hilal, not Al Hilal, the Saudi League, or just money laundering, all that banner. I hear it. But to be fair, these men have just decided, you know what, we're going to build our league. It doesn't matter how much we spend in it. We'll do what we got to do. Because Koulibaly for 23 mil at age 30, at 32, that's insane. Should never happen. Pulisic to AC Milan, decent deal for them. Mendy, again, 18 million. It's all right. Loftus-Cheek, 16 million. I don't know how they got 16 million for Loftus-Cheek. He's injury prone. And Purdue, he's gone permanently to Leeds, yeah, 8 mil. Lukaku on loan again. Hudson-Odoi, rah. I thought it was 3 million, 8 million. I said 3.5 mil. Let this sink in, Chelsea fans, as well. I want to talk about the 1v1 demon that you call Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's just gone to Nottingham Forest for 3.5 million. Let that sink in. Because 2 years ago, you turned down 80 mil from Bayern Munich because you thought he was the next big thing. Where is he now? That's what I thought. Don't be so quick to jump to the gun, and be he's him. See these academy players. I've been screaming it. Most of these footballers are overrated. I'm doing a whole video on this coming soon. I'm tired of all these young G's and just footballers in general have a little moment of madness, 4, 5, 6 good games, maybe a season, and all of a sudden they're just amazing, world class. Or they look good in the academy. Oh, he's going to be big. Come and show me why you're worth it instead of just letting your name hold weight. Come on the field and do so. Because Hudson-Odoi, I watched this guy look cold. I get why he called him the 1v1 demon. Yeah. Anyone can bat up their own age group if you're clear of them. But when you play with the men and you want to play sideways, go backwards, and you're too scared to take on fullbacks, yeah, don't talk to me. Don't. This is the same treat. This is the same things people say about Sancho now. I don't take on this man anymore. But I used to give Sancho the time of day because he finds pockets of spaces and stuff. Off the left, it was frustrating. But you know what? He deserves a chance to play off the right. But I just wish he shut his mouth in it because he would have had his chance now. But listen, there's no point. This is not about Man United today. I just had to bring up the fact that Hudson-Odoi is meaty. But, I'm pretty sure he'll do a decent job at Nottingham Forest, though. Him, Gibbs White, Alanga, Danilo, Yates, Taiwo Awoniyi. There's a little bit of fun can be had there, man. Moreira. Apparently he's the next big thing, but everyone's the next big thing, like I just said. Kepa, what the fuck? Loan fee, 1 million to Real Madrid. That went over my head. Man went to Real Madrid on loan and for chicken change at the expense of David. You lot tell me who's better. I was about to say David Raya. Robert Sanchez or Kepa? Most will say Robert, obviously, but is there much in it? Hey, what? Hold on a second. This must be wrong, innit? Or has Kepa just been at the club for ages? Kepa ain't 28. Kepa ain't 28. Well, he's not. It must be a typo. Someone told me how old Kepa is in the comments. He's not 28. I'm sorry. No. Kante, free transfer. Aspi, free transfer. Great fullback. Aspi. Him, Ivanovic, probably the best Chelsea I've ever had, mate. Carvalho. Aubameyang free. Bakayoko free. That guy just never got the ball rolling, did he? Baba Rahman is still. He was still here until this year. Ziyech on loan. He did. Santos did go to Nottingham Forest. I knew it. Don't even know who that Angelo Yu is. Datro Fofana on loan to Union Berlin. Very odd. Lewis Hall, he didn't go. He went on loan with obligation for 35 mil, no? And then, end of a loan. That's it, man. But look at the money. Look at the money. 267 million. Outings, yeah? Look at the arrivals. 462 mil. Yeah? My maths ain't great, but over half of these signings was generated from sales. So it's good business from Chelsea. I'd say he spent roughly about 220 in the market. Now, this is when Poch was here. Remember this, yeah? So you could say these are Poch players. Caicedo, Lavia, quality signings. Caicedo started off badly. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. I'm not trying to hear it, innit? I don't want to hear it. It's funny to run the memes. I know it is. It's jokes. Man gave away a pen on his debut. What a joke, man. He was responsible for another goal as well. But he's not a bad player. Lavia, actually before that, the price tag, 160 million, football's finished, innit? That's for another day because I'm even seeing Evan Ferguson's been quoted like 100 mil now, innit? But drop me out. If he's 18 and he's worth that, and he stays at Brighton for 3 more years and he keeps bagging goals, what's he going to be worth? 200 mil? Drop me out. But Lavia, Good player again. I actually really liked him, but I didn't realize that the season Southampton got relegated, they signed Lavia that same season. He had one good year. He came from the Man City academy. All of a sudden, I was worth 60 mil. It was actually, if you can have, listen, let me just say this to all my footballers out there, all you young G's, yeah. If you don't really care about kicking ball like that, yeah, just put in a shift for 1 year, play out your skin, play so cold that a team comes in, the first team that comes in with the big boy money, just say yes and then put your feet up. Because in today's society, you can be meaty, have 5, 6, 7 good games, and get a bad boy contract. Even Jackson got that contract from Villarreal. He's going to be on this list. He ended the last 10 games with last 12 games with 8 goals and 12. All of a sudden, he's at Chelsea now, leading the line. You see what I mean? You know what I mean? I might have to do little Project Jackson, bro. Send my youth to Spain, let him have 10 good games and bring the bad boy money in, man, because it's crazy. But yeah. Nkunku, my favorite signing for Chelsea. He's not even been available. Like I said this already, it's concerning me. He spent close to $1 billion, but in this instance, it's 460 mil, and you bring in Nkunku, and he's your only attacking dangerous outlet, and he's unavailable, and all of a sudden everything's falling apart. It's not looking good because Jackson looked good bouncing off Nkunku. Now he's being relied upon. He's just looking real out of place right now, isn't it? Real out of place. But yeah, Nkunku, when he comes back to full fitness, I'm sure he will be. I'm not sure. I know he will be a difference maker for Chelsea in it. 60 mil, good. That's a good signing, good money. Cole Palmer, I don't think he played 50 games for Man City. The fact they got 47 million for him, that's hilarious, isn't it? But Cole Palmer's a very good player. I've always liked him. It's just that, it's a bit hard to get in the Man City team. And even in the Man City team in the Super Cup final, scored the winner. Community Shield, scored a banger against Arsenal, and even though they lost, but Disasi 45 mil. Nicholas Jackson 37 mil. It's not bad. This Ute here, Leslie, I'm going to butcher his name. Ugochukwu. Yeah, flipping out. Came from Rennes. These guys definitely thought they were getting Camavinga 2.0. He looked all right yesterday against Brighton, but Bournemouth, sorry. But Chelsea they're just really on this FM thing, innit? Where they're just looking at players with high ceilings. Yeah, I hate when people say he's got a high ceiling. What does that mean? What are you doing now? I don't give a fuck what you think you're gonna do in 3 to 5 years, and he'll come good. Or you're gonna stink out the place during that time at the club. No, man. Do something for me now, because Lavia's a bad man at 19. This you come and show me something. He played all right, like I said, against Bournemouth, nothing special. He was partnering up with Gallagher, so you always look worse. Maybe if you had a Caicedo next to him, who's currently injured, and 27 million, good deal. I feel like he'll be a decent player in it. These guys might be trying to think they're either getting a Caicedo 2.0 or a Kante or something, but come from Rennes, plays for the France under 21s team. Whatever. I thought Robert Sanchez was a good signing at the time for Brighton, from Brighton. His Sanchez's distribution is not as good as I thought it was. I don't know why. He just looked. Maybe it's because Chelsea are just all over the fucking gaff. Because at Brighton, he looked real comfy, Robert Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? But then again, Brighton are just more of a cohesive unit. Everything's just better. They actually are a ball playing team. You got Duncan Webster in front of you. You know you can just play it out. When you got a Stupinian and Veltman or Lamptey, you know you can ping the balls into spaces and they'll get there. Like it's not the same right now. For starters, Chelsea are playing with a back three. Yeah. I know Sanchez did do that under Potter, but listen, I don't know. Chelsea are just all over the place. It's not looking good. This Washington Ute, 16 million. That's again Chelsea are playing career mode, isn't it? I'm gonna put it out there now on it. I'm sorry. I will be. Don't hate me. I will be amazed. Yeah, if in 2 to 3 years, Washington and Angelo are still at Chelsea. I don't even think they're gonna get a sniff. I'll be real. That Washington Ute made his debut the other day for a couple of minutes. I genuinely believe this is just some bandulu banter, little get Brazilian fans to come and support the club nonsense, isn't it? Because He's probably a good player, but he's going to go out on loan next year. I promise you, this Washington U and Angelo is going on loan. They're not getting in the first team. Same with this Morera you. He's not getting in the first team. He's not. They're just not, bruv. This is not happening. These guys just bought in bare man for no reason. But Chelsea always do this anyway. They'll send a few of them out on loan. Because this guy came in on a free transfer. He might have a good loan spell and they'll sell him for 20 mil profit. You get it? Continue. At this point, though, he's a centre forward. You might want to give him a shout because some of them chances Jackson's missed. This you can't do any worse. Petrovic from New England, whatever, second choice goalie, don't care. Colwell, good player, I like him a lot. Southgate's a scrub for not playing him and playing Maguire in that international game where he scored their own goal. And Poch, I'm raising eyebrows. Don't play him left back again. I've said it already. You know what I mean? He's a centre back. Maatsen looks good. I like the look of him when he came on yesterday against Bournemouth. Instant impact. I'm saying on the left hand side. If you're gonna play Cole left back, you're violating it because again I rate Cole. Play him centre back and then play Maatsen left back. It's not hard, innit? Or if you don't want to play, if you think there's too much inexperience, again I'm tired of that shit. Yeah, because how do you gain experience? You gain experience when you play. You gain experience when you play. So if you're gonna just not play the youngsters because they ain't got experience, you're shooting them in the fucking foot, don't you think? It's just I hate some things that just come out of managers' minds sometimes. I don't think, man. There's just no. You know what I mean? Who's this? Okay, he's Bergstrom. He's in the academy. Okay, Hudson-Odoi. What's this? That was the end of it. So Hudson-Odoi returned. He was not rated by Xabi Alonso. Lewis Hall, like I said, has gone to Newcastle, 35 mil. Malang Sarr has gone to Monaco. So these men received Disasi and got rid of Malang Sarr. From what I remember, Malang Sarr, he was not great, but he wasn't awful. You know what I mean? I'll tell you now. And yeah, Bakayoko's gone. So when you look at the total net spend, yeah, I'm gonna get my calculator out now because I want to do that. You get me? So 462 minus that's arrivals, yeah, minus 267, 195 mil spent on players this season under Poch. Last season before Poch came in, and you still brought in good players. I'm not trying to hear it. Yeah. Let's calculate that. So, 610 mil. Minus. Wait, is this the right one? Yeah, 610 mil minus 67 mil. Blood fire. 543 mil at 195 mil. Chelsea have spent 738 million. When you minus, if you wasn't to include the departures, then it is exceeding the billion mark. Now, some would say this money hasn't been spent well because when you look at Chelsea's teams, they're just not great. Some people would argue, not me, because I can see what you know what I mean. Like they've got them on long-term deals, spread out the money, rare tear. But some would argue, that when you're spending that type of money, instead of bringing in so many players, just bring in 5 or 6 bad men and just go from there. Some would argue, yeah. You go to. I need to check his age before I say this, just so what I'm saying makes sense. I'm pretty sure he's like 26. Or even younger, 24. Some would say you go to Napoli, yeah, you say 200 mil, Oshiman, put him on a 7-year deal, gets him to 31 years old. He's only 24. Some would say go to PSG, 70 mil, Hakimi, 6-year deal, that gets him to like 30. I think he's 24 as well. Some would say Okay, some would say Chelsea, Declan Rice. Yeah, he's got up to Arsenal. Yeah, you outbid him by an extra 30 mil. West Ham can't turn it down. Say, Rice, come over here. You know what I'm saying? Put him on a 6-year deal. He's 23, gets him to 29. You know what I'm saying? You got an anchor there. You got a bad boy striker. You got a solid fullback. Yeah, that can, if Reece James ain't there, not a problem. Gusto's got to learn his trade. You see what I'm saying? Some would just say the money hasn't been spent well. I can see what Chelsea have tried with the project with the youth. But if don't bang, they're on 8 to 9 year deals. You can't get rid of man. You have to buy him out. Todd Bowley just don't care about spending money. It's quite evident. He'll do what he's got to do until he gets to where he wants to be. But he's, no matter how much money you got, there's got to be a limit where you're like, what am I doing? Like, bro's actually playing Monopoly in real life. But anyway, this is what I want to show you guys next, innit? Because this is where it starts to become. This is where I'm calling out Poch, because he's doing what Ten Hag done when he came to Man United, and I really, really fucking hate when managers decide to abandon their philosophies. Yeah, let me show you the 5 lineups Chelsea have played since the beginning of this season. Yeah, let's look at all of them. This is the first one. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Yeah? Chelsea versus Liverpool. Where's it gone? That's the West Ham. Here we go. Chelsea versus Liverpool. This is the first lineup of the season, and I actually thought they started off the season all right, you know. So Poch went over 3 at the back, 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1, whatever the hell you want to call it. I mean, Robert Sanchez in goal, Disasi right centre back, Thiago right in the middle, Cole left centre back. Nice balance there. Chilwell's a left wing back. Terrible fullback, but a good left wing back. Once he's on the outside, he's got a good delivery on him, but that's all I think he has really. He's not good on the ball. Reece James, you know what Reece James is capable of when he's fit. That's the problem. How many times do I have to say when he's fit? It's becoming concerning now. Chelsea fans can't keep calling Reece James the coldest right back in the league when he's not available. You know what I mean? Chukwuemeka, I felt this. He at the start of the season, bro, was on smoke. I had so much time for him when he first came from Aston Villa. I was like, what are you guys doing? He's one of the cheapest signings out of all the lot you brought in, and he looks the most exciting for me. Sterling and Nicholas Jackson. Now, this was a good game. Ended 1-1. Chelsea fought hard. And I thought, you know what? This is a promising start for Chelsea. I couldn't really fault their performance. The only thing I'd say is, at the time, I don't think Caicedo was here yet, but when you, this is not a dig at Conor Gallagher, but when you spend all that money and Gallagher's still at centre back, you know what I mean? You spend all that money, and as well as Chukwuemeka played, you know what I mean? That is what you had to offer. Yeah, it's not always about the money you spend. I know that, but like, it's just the math isn't adding up. You know what I mean? Disasi had a good game. The thing with Disasi is he looks all right in a back 3, in a back 4. He just doesn't look great. I thought he hasn't been long, but you know, I said if he came to Man United, he'd learn how to progress the ball off Licha, and Thiago Silva is a better player than Lissandro, so I thought, you know, he'd learn off Thiago Silva even quicker. He's not really learning much, is he? Next team, guys. This is the second game of the season now. Second game of the season, which I believe was, let me not get this wrong. Was it not West Ham? Yes, it was West Ham. Right. Chukwuemeka played again. Great goal. I remember this. And then he went off injured. Unfortunate. Who's been playing on the flank since? Well, you played Mudryk there. I'm sure I saw I'm sure the Ben Chilwell was there the other day. I'm sure Ben Chilwell called himself a winger recently. Correct me if I'm wrong and I'm misquoting. I'm sure he said he's a winger. If he called himself a winger, hey, get this guy out of press conferences. Stop lying, bro. You're not that. And if you think you're a left winger, that's concerning. Sterling's been a bad man all season, and he must be frustrated. Him and Enzo must be thinking, I'm surrounded by scrubs in it. And Thiago Silva for that matter. But look, same lineup again, 3 at the back, 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3, whatever you want to call it. I believe it's the exact same lineup. Minus Reece James, who got injured, yeah. And then Chukwuemeka came off injured. Game 3 now. I just want to show you guys something because you understand where I'm going with this. Notice how Poch is. Let me show you game 3. I'll show you game 3. What do you see in game 3? This is where you beat Luton. Yeah. Can't find it. Me and technology just don't get along. I believe that is it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah. Whoops. We'll get there, guys. I'll just show you game 3. Here we go. Game 3. Back 3 again. 3-4-2-1. This time he tried Enzo on the flank as a attacking 10. Yeah. Now, people have said Poch doesn't really use wingers, and I get that. But we're going to see what I mean very soon. Right? 4th game of the season now. Next match. Who was next? Nottingham Forest. Alanga Masterclass. Nope. Give me a second, guys. Here we go. Nottingham Forest. Same lineup. 3-4-2-1. Tried Enzo as a progressive 8 again. Not the greatest position. You're not utilizing Enzo properly at all. Yeah. But, it's for another day. Hopefully when Lavia and Caicedo are available, we'll see a better version of Enzo because Enzo is just, you're making him look shit and he's still standing out. I'm going to say that again. You're making him look shit and he's still standing out. Use man properly, innit? Don't give man the Pogba treatment that we did. I don't like seeing shit players. I don't like playing good players, sorry. Play with shit. It's not fair. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Look at the 5th game. Look at the lineup we played against Bournemouth. Look at this. Look at what my bro Poch done. Yeah, I'm on to you, Poch. I know what you tried to do there. Can't fool me. Look at the lineup. Look at the lineup. What's he done? Back 4. Bro said, fuck it. I threw all my morals out the window. Yeah. For the first 4 games didn't work. Let me actually try my own thing now. Innit? Let me do something. I'm going back to a back 4. Thiago Silva, can you do it? Disasi, you can be the aggressor. You can be the pace to make up for Thiago Silva's lack of speed, but he's great on the ball. Yeah. He's gone. Gusto, you can play right back. That's calm. He's gone. Do you know what? I'm not trying to play Ben Chilwell left back because he stinks. Yeah. He's only good as a wing back. Let me play Colwell at left back, even though Matson's on the bench. Yeah. And guys were screaming that he was one of the best left backs in the championship last season. What is it again? He ain't got the experience. Can't play him. Play him and he'll get experience in it instead of playing man out of position. Colwell ain't a flipping left back. Do you get me? And he played all right. But no, I could see how unorthodox it was. You'd have been better off just playing Disasi and Colwell. That manager's too scared to drop Thiago Silva because of what? Because of his past. He was a great player. Cool. I'm not saying that he's dead and he's the reason, but I'm just saying it's boring to always say like experience. Is Thiago Silva going to make the other 10 man in the field play better? No, he'll make the back four better. Is he gonna make the front six better? No, maybe with a little bit of distribution. But you could have done Colwill, Disassi, Matson, Gusto. What are you going to tell me? He's inexperienced. So what? So what? If Thiago Silva gets injured or he's just fatigued because he's not going to play every game all season anyway, you're going to have to play him anyway. I'm looking at your bench. You ain't got any other options. Eventually, we're going to see it. We're going to see it. We're going to see defenses without Thiago Silva eventually. Why not give it a go? But this lineup either showed that Poch thought I can try a thing. It's only Bournemouth, and got humbled, or he just thought I need to go back. I need to change this. This back three is not banging, and that Sterling still looks good. Mudryk had a little bit of a link up with Jackson for a little bit. Like I said, Mudryk needs to run the games. It's a bit unfair. Give him 3 more games starting. Stop subbing him in the 60th minute. Yeah, that hourly mark sub is so shit. Yeah, it just lets players know. All right, cool. You've had an hour. Get off. Innit? You can't tell me I didn't give you minutes. It's just rude, isn't it? You weren't playing bad, Mudryk, and I'm sure in this game. Let me check. Yeah, I'm sure because Matson came on and Chilwell, which means that Matson went to left back and Chilwell played left mid. Are you sick, Poch? Don't do that. And Palmer came on. He looked good. But my point is this. They played all right. Should have scored in the first half. But it's a four at the back. Now, let's go way back. Let's turn back the clocks. Yeah? Look at this Poch team when he was at PSG. What do you see? Back 4-3-3. Yeah? Obviously, it's Di Maria, Messi, and Mbappe. You know what I mean? But let's just say, for example, Di Maria came off and Icardi did come on. That's more of a balance. So Icardi's an out-and-out striker. Messi would have went out on the right and Mbappe on the left. 4-3-3. Simple. Yeah? Why now the Gini with the runners? Verratti was like was what you'd call the Enzo role. Yeah? The more of the technically gifted ball progressor. Yeah? Now, Gallagher and the Udog, I can't say his name, I'm going to butcher it, but him, yeah, they're not great. But swap it in the future for Lavia and Gay for Lavia. Why now them for the Caicedo, Verratti will be Enzo. Yeah. It's not a complete drop off, is it? Some would argue you could say it's better than the front three. Mbappe, Mudryk, clearly not the same. I mean, Messi, Di Maria. If you want to do the left footed thing, Madueke, Icardi, Nkunku, or Nicholas Jackson, like it's not the same players. I get it. No one's saying that. I'm just saying, why is he abandoned his philosophy? It's a simple 4-3-3. He's tried it against Bournemouth, hasn't worked. I guarantee you next game he goes back to a back three because Poch is scared. Bro's just trying at this point. First 5 games ain't gone his way. He's gone shit. I ain't got a lot of time left now. I might lose my job. Back three. Just play it safe. Nick a few wins. Stick to your fucking football, bro. Ten Hag done the same thing. I let it slide last season because we won a trophy and came third. First 2 games of the season, we got spacked by Brentford and someone else. Bro abandoned everything, said, cool, athletes, up front, counter-attacking football. Let's just do it, whatever. I got to keep my job. I got to get a foothold. I got to do something. He won a trophy. I was like, cool. But then he didn't think, let me go back to it. Let me go try and get a De Jong or something or someone else. He thought, you know what? It's working. I can just carry this on. Mason Mount, yeah, gung-ho. Yeah. Leave Casa on his own in the midfield. Abandon my philosophies. No more tiki-taka. It's just rock and roll football. It's backfired. Poch is going to do the same thing at Chelsea and he's going to get himself in trouble. The difference with Ten Hag and Poch is Poch has the opportunity now to bring in enough men until it works. He's got enough opportunities. He's got enough players here to keep trying things. Our squad's thin and shit. And some would argue that Ten Hag's been reduced to doing this because when he first came in, he was on smoke and he was ready to do what had to be done. And now he's just playing with his thumbs. Poch has got everything in his arsenal to keep trying, and he's still running away from his philosophy. If you want to go back even further, there's even more evidence, people. Let's look at a Tottenham team. 2016. Again, people told me Poch didn't like to use wingers. I didn't believe it at first, but you know what? There's a few examples here, people. Look at this 2-0 victory over Man City in 2016. Back four again, 4-1, 4-1. This was where Harry Kane wasn't available, by the way. I picked this one on purpose. Wanyama out on the right hand side, Lamela on the left. Some would argue Lamela's an attacking mid. Wanyama's the Ericsson and Dele Alli are the attacking midfielders, floating. You know what I mean? Son up front. Son would be your Jackson. Ali and Ericsson would be your, I don't know, your Enzo, and I don't know who the other one would be, really. You could put Caicedo there, but you would probably want Caicedo in that Sissoko role. So maybe your Lavia and your Enzo. But yeah, some people say, yeah, Poch doesn't like to use wingers. So, you know, Lamela could be Chukwuemeka. Wanyama could be... You tell me he'd put there. Because I was going to say Mudryk, but people say Poch doesn't like to use wingers. And it's true. You want to go back even more, there's more evidence. Let's look at this Leverkusen game here. They lost, by the way. They did lose. 4-1, 4-1 again. Excuse me, guys. Arsenal at home. They drew 1-1. This one, I believe they played a back three. But that shows that Poch has always been fearful when it comes to the big games. Arsenal at home, you didn't even want to go there and play your football. You're abandoning your philosophy. You play the forward back in the Champions League, but you go to the Emirates and you play a back three. See what I mean? This one here, Tottenham won against West Ham. This was a very interesting lineup. Look at this, guys. 4-3-1-2. Okay, you had Janssen up top. Kane is a false nine. Ericsson is a winger. So you had his. If you want to treat Janssen as a 10 for this year, 2 10s, a false nine. Your 3 box-to-box midfielders, you know. Kyle Walker was an attacking fullback at the time. So was Danny Rose. The football now and the back three now. When is Poch? My question: when has Poch ever played a back three? You guys tell me. He's got to Chelsea and shit the bed. I'm telling you, Poch has got to Chelsea and shit the bed. Come on, bro. You're a good manager. You got linked to us. A lot of guys wanted Poch over Ten Hag. I was happy with Ten Hag, but it's just when you're doing stuff like this. As soon as you got to Chelsea, you had a pre-season. You had it all, and you decided to stick with that back three. Disappointed. Chelsea will come good, but I don't like the fact that Chelsea has been reduced to a back three side now. That's just what you are. No, it's just not what you are, really. I don't agree with that. But Chelsea, it's just... With Chelsea, guys, my problem with Chelsea is the personnel they have. There's enough good players in that team. I don't like when people say the squad's still not ready. I'm not going to bring up the money you spent, but when I just look at the players you have, you've got some real good players in your team. Yeah. I'm just not happy with it. Now, I'm not trying to build a Chelsea best 11, but let's make a Chelsea's balanced 11. Because I don't think that's hard. With a back four. Yeah. And just for the purpose of this video, because Thiago Silva hasn't got long left at the highest level. I'm not saying he's the problem. Yeah, get there out your heads. I just want to do a future Chelsea team, what Chelsea will be like going forward with what they have. If for some reason, let's just say hypothetically speaking, because of all the signings they said, UEFA come in and say, cool, you can't buy no players for 5 years. Use the players here and make it work. Let's see what type of team Chelsea could have and if it could be a good team. Yeah, we'll keep it simple. 4-2-3-1. Yeah, not that. Well, do you know what? Under Poch, I wouldn't be surprised if he did do that. But we'll do the they did that at Tottenham, but we'll keep it simple. My problem now is a lot of people say that they want to start Nkunku up front. Some people would say put Nkunku in the 10 and Jackson's up front. Me, I had a long think about this. A very long think. Jackson gets in great positions, he just can't finish. And Nkunku's great going forward. and they actually play well in a partnership. So I would. It all comes down to if Caicedo can find his feet at Chelsea, because I would do Enzo and Caicedo and Kunku just in front, and I'll leave Jackson up top. And then eventually Chelsea will dive into the market and get a better striker and replace Jackson. I don't think you need to put Kunku up front. You can, but I think Kunku, in my opinion, would be better as a more of a free roamer. So, and again, people will argue that there's going to be a gap in the midfield. You know what I mean? But again, as I said, this comes down to this is good. I'm just going to say hypothetically, 3 years into the future, Caicedo's picked up the Brighton form. I said he's a great player in it. So you got Caicedo there now. No, not there. Put him right. You got Caicedo. You can have Lavia, but why would you ever drop Enzo? He's too good to be dropped. That's my midfield. Enzo's got that dog in him anyway, so he can get defensive when he's needed to. Obviously, he picks up a lot of yellows because aggressive challenger, but yeah, that's what I would do. Now, I will put Reece James in, but if he continues to get injured, he will get swapped for Gusto. You know what I mean? Reece James, when fit, is a serious problem. Left back, I haven't even seen enough of him, but I just don't rate Chilwell, and Cole's not a left back, so it's got to be Maatsen. Just for now, this is a Chelsea team 2 years from now, by the way, assuming Chelsea weren't allowed to sign any players and they just had to make it work of what they had. I'll say that again. What I'm building right now, guys, is a Chelsea team. Assuming hypothetically speaking, that Chelsea were banned for signing players for 3 years because of all the players they brought in, and they were told just make it work of the players you have. So this is year 3 now. Yeah. Transfer windows open. They're allowed to sign players again, and this is currently their most balanced team. Yeah, not best, but balanced. And you could argue it's the best, but this is just my opinion. My opinion is not really greater than anyone else's. It's just my thoughts on the team. So centre backs. This is year 3 now, so Thiago Silva will not be available. I will put Colwell at centre back. He'd be 22 by then. Do you know what? I lied. I really like Badiashile. Badiashile. Is that how you say his name? Badiashile. Don't really rate the Sassy, but who else is there? No one really. You can have 2 left footers. I'm sick and tired of people saying you can't have 2 left-footed centre backs. Why can't you have 2 right-footed centre backs and not 2 left? Make it make sense in it. Don't talk rubbish. If you're a good player, you're a good player. I've seen Ake and Vardy or Ake and Laporte play for Man City, and you're telling me that Chelsea can't do it. Like, drop me out. I'm not trying to hear it. But yeah, we'll come back to the centre back role. I'm a bit stuck there. Nicholas Jackson. He'll be up front. Sterling will still have his space on the right. He'll be a veteran by then, very experienced, age 30. But we must be very important in the team. Robert Sanchez or Kepa when he's returned from his loan. I was convinced Robert Sanchez was clear of Kepa. I'm not so convinced now. I don't really think Kepa's a great goalie. If Sanchez is better, it's not by a lot. We'll put Sanchez there for now. I will put Chukwuemeka there. Yeah. This is a team I like. I'll put Chukwuemeka there. Centre back. Do you know what? It'll have to be Disasi. I mean, they played together at Monaco before, so just based off that, we'll do that. I mean, you can swap Badashile for Colwill. I'm not bothered. You could also swap Jackson for Nkunku and put Enzo in the 10 and then have Lavia and Caicedo. So yeah, you could. I'll show you for an example. This could be one team 3 years from now, or you can get rid of Jackson. Got Nkunku there. You got Enzo here. And you got Lavia here. You could argue this is more balanced. You could argue that's more balanced. Either or. Depends on the manager at the time as well, the person. But I'm just assuming Poch is still here. That's a good Poch team. Because Chukwuemeka is not really a winger anyway. And people say Poch doesn't like to work with wingers. Sterling's been great off the right. So if you carried on that form going forward, you can't ignore that. And then, the four of Fernandes, Chukwuemeka, Lavia, and Caicedo could work together to find runs with Sterling and just Nkunku up top bagging goals. Matson and Reece James would be great fullbacks. Badashile, I like him. Disasi needs to show me why he'll be there. Otherwise, I'll just take him out for Cole. Like I said, you can have two left centre backs. I'm not really bothered. But yeah, guys, that's in a nutshell. That's Chelsea. So my question to you is now, let's look at, do you know what as well? One more thing. Let's look at their fixtures coming up. Because I did say it's the 15-game rule. They've played 5 so far. Let's look at their next 10 games, yeah? Aston Villa next. Don't think they're winning that. I'll be real. Can't sleep on Ollie Watkins and Diaby running in behind, and Leon Bailey for that matter. Since Diaby's come to the club, Leon Bailey's decided, you're not taking my spot again. I left Leverkusen. You're not coming here to bad me up. So it's time for me to pick up my feet again. That's a dangerous team, Villa. I don't think they'll pick up points there. They got Brighton in the EFL Cup. I don't even think that. I think they'll go out. Fulham. They have to beat Fulham. It's a must. Fulham and Burnley are a must. So your next 10 games, I'm going to ignore the EFL Cup for a second and just focus on the Prem. Yeah. Aston Villa, Fulham, Burnley, Arsenal, Brentford, Tottenham, Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, and then Man United. Fucking hell. That Man United and Chelsea is going to be battle of the shits because we're both crap in it. But let's just go for the points. Chelsea versus Aston Villa, 0 points. Aston Villa will win. Watkins, Diaby, Leon Bailey, Douglas Luiz, forced to be reckoned with. Pau Torres is taking up the Tyrone Mings role well. Matty Cash looks good. Let's not act like Aston Villa some scrubs in it. I think they could go win the conference. League. Fulham, you got a good chance of winning there. They're not great. They're just about beat Luton. And you dispatched of Luton. Anyone should beat Luton, though. It's not an achievement. I think you should pick up points there. I'll be amazed if you don't. So you should get 0 from Aston Villa, 3 from Fulham. You should get 3 from Burnley, but I wouldn't be surprised if United and Chelsea are the first 2 teams to give Burnley points because we're just shit. But you should beat Burnley. So that's 6 points. You're not beating Arsenal. You're not beating Brentford. They play your formation better than you. You're allowed to play a back 3. That's it, mate. But the only problem is Rico Henry got injured, and I was really vouching for him because in a recent video where I've done England's best 11, it completely crossed my mind that Rico Henry was English, and I said, "Hold on a minute. We've been spamming Luke Shaw and Chilwell like Rico Henry hasn't been proving how much of a bad man he is." I really hope that his injury isn't bad because I wanted to get England called up. Yeah, so Villa are beating you. You're beating Fulham. You should beat Burnley. You're not beating Arsenal. You'll draw with Brentford because you'll just both just block each other out of your back threes. You know what I mean? And Brentford ain't got Rico Henry. They're a bit weaker. They can put Hickey there. He'll do a decent job. But I don't know. Tottenham ain't no joke no more, man, under Postecoglou. The thing is, they leak goals, but they score them as well. And the problem with Chelsea is you just don't score. So even if they leak in behind and let you in, you probably just won't finish your dinner. I'll go with a 1-1. Yeah, you'll draw that game. Man City will dispatch with you. You're not picking up no points. Newcastle will be on smoke that game. Yeah, they're beating you. Brighton are dispatching of you the same way they dispatched of United. Brighton are such a good football team. Don't think just because their name's Brighton, that they're not bad men. De Zerbi and their team quality, the depth is even insane now. I won't be surprised if they start whoever that Caicedo replacement is, and you start Caicedo and Caicedo gets batted up. And then finally, United versus Chelsea. Either or. You could smoke us, we could smoke you, or we could both just be shit. Man United and Chelsea have a habit of playing each other, and it's always like a 0-0 or 1-1. We just play shit against each other. I don't know why, but from all these games, I can only see you picking up 3-6. 3 points from Burnley, maybe 7, maybe a draw at Brentford. That's it. Now that I think about it, Tottenham have a good chance of beating you, man. Yeah, man. Maybe you could beat United, but like I said, it's either or. We're both shit. But yeah, Chelsea as a whole, I'm underwhelmed. You know what I mean? Poch has abandoned his philosophy. Players are just they're not molding in. Then again, same lineups haven't even been fielded like more than 3 times in a row. You keep chopping and changing. That's not how football works. You've got to give your players a run of games. Yeah, Chelsea, the next 10 games, I said you can get 6 points. That's shambolic. 6 points from 30. I really hope I'm wrong, because if that happens, Poch won't even be here for me to even continue talking about him. And Poch is a good manager. So yeah, I want to go back to the back four, me personally. Chelsea have been a back three team for so long that I don't understand why. I know you had moments of glory under them, but are we just never going to see you have a back four again because of one bad performance against Brighton? You need players back. You do need Nkunku back. You do need Caicedo. You do need Lavia. Fair enough. Yeah. You do need Reece James. Reece James is 50-50 there because he might come back for 5 games, be insane, and be out for another 10. But as a whole, we've looked into Chelsea a bit. We're not going to go overboard because the players just got here. And it's kind of like a Nottingham Forest situation when they brought in like 20 players. Towards the end of the season, players started to gel and look real good. Chelsea ain't going to be in a relegation battle. It's not happening, innit? But I'm just saying that Chelsea right now is a very similar situation to Nottingham Forest, but it's just with much better personnel. So I don't see why Chelsea won't pick it up at some point. If Poch is given the time, I reckon halfway through the season, you know what I mean, 20 to 25 games, they'll start looking good. But I don't think we'll have enough time if he continues to keep dropping points badly. That Brighton Bournemouth game should have been 3 points. I mean, Conor Gallagher should have buried that. But then again, Solanke should have put man out of their misery in the 80th minute. Who knows? But we had a look at Chelsea. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Comment below what you think your best Chelsea lineups are. Comment below what you think Poch is doing wrong, what you think he's doing right, what you think the overall problem is. Is it above Poch? Is it Poch? Is it the players? You tell me. I'm gonna be back soon with another video. My next video will probably be why Man United won't be finishing in the top 4, and we're just gonna be dissecting Man United as a whole because there's a lot to talk about. Them guys are finished. But yeah, guys, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.